Hello, gamers and collectors. This is a collection of a mixture of two collectors, myself, Aaron, and my friend Bill, and it is all Zelda stuff. And what we have here is many duplicates, but basically the complete Zelda collection, minus a couple of items that come off hand. Right off the top of my head are the Zelda Edition Nintendo DS and the gray cartridge of the original Legend of Zelda. But just to run down the line, most of the stuff on the top is my collection, and most of the stuff on the bottom are Bill's. The middle posters are Bill's, and these guides are his. And then the big posters in the back are mine, except for the one on the side over there. But whose is whose barely matters. Let's talk about some of these items. Both the gold and gray cartridge of the original Legend of Zelda, where it all started. Looks like we don't have a boxed copy here, but we have a few that are in great shape. That one's in good shape. That one not so much, but the gray cartridge really is spotless. A couple of other random things. Link's crossbow training.
Mine's way over there.
I think both of us have one of those, but who cares about that one? On to, we have a player's choice version of A Link to the Past, and a boxed version. Also, is that player's choice also?
Yeah,
happens to be, yes. Let's keep going. We have all three Game Boy Color games, and on Bill's side, all three of them are boxed with Zelda DX and the two Oracle games. Oh, maybe we should mention that we don't have the original version of Link's Awakening here either.
True.
Link's Awakening was originally released on Game Boy, not on Game Boy Color. That was a re-release. That game was awesome anyway. So we have here some guides that Bill picked up for ridiculous deals. I always get kind of mad when he tells me about how cheap he finds these things. Looks like Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Minish Cap, Oracle games, and Spirit Tracks. So, not every strategy guide either. Get on that, Bill.
Yeah. You should put the Majora's Mask over there.
Majora's
Never mind.
Mask.
We're good.
Okay. Here is a copy of the hologram Majora's Mask, where you can kind of see both sides of it there. See? Good stuff. Holding down probably the best looking Zelda poster that I think anyway that there is. Moving on here, boxed, looking really good. Link to the Past for Game Boy Advance. Mine up here is also boxed, but it's the player's choice version. I find a little more value in the ones in these ones here that don't have the player's choice marking on them. This one actually happens to be way more rare than I thought it would be, especially with the box, which he picked it up. Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures can cost a pretty penny on eBay these days. Of course, Minish Cap, both of our copies of Minish Cap here. Another pretty hard to find game, I would say. And what's this thing?
It's just like a graphic novel.
A Legend of Zelda 4 Swords graphic novel. Let's see, part 2. I think that's kind of weird because it's meant to be read from from right to left instead or something.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff. We have 3 copies of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker here. That one, which I regret to inform, is only the box and the game. And then Bill has 2 complete copies. We've gutted one to show you And so he's got a player's choice here, and also the original release. Some Legend of Zelda decals that show up in stores from time to time. The game still happens to be popular. Who would have thought? Another Link's crossbow training. We already mentioned that. Both sides of the table show this Master Quest, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest disc, which was a promotional release by Nintendo. Was that with Wind Waker when they did that, or was that before that?
I believe it was with Wind Waker.
Yeah. One thing that's on my side of the table also here is the promotional disc, and that game had 4 games on it. It had the original, and Zelda 2, and then the 2 N64 games. Not Wind Waker, what am I talking about? Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Yeah, it did have like a 15-minute demo of Wind Waker also. Another pretty awesome looking poster. This was a Club Nintendo poster.
That was a reward last
Club.
year if you had reached platinum.
That was a platinum reward.
Yeah, you got 3 posters.
Good stuff. Also on both sides of the table are both versions of Twilight Princess. One of the better, newer Zelda games, I would say. They did a pretty good job on this one. And I have to say I liked it better on GameCube than on Wii. The complete boxed Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And on my side, just the disc version. And we have some fancy 3DS covers. And both of us, on one side of the table is mine, have the Nintendo 3DS, the special edition, Zelda edition one. Which, I gotta say, I got kinda lucky when I found that. Actually, I guess we'll go this way around the table and show some of the things that we might have missed over here. Yeah, just the condition of some of my games are maybe not quite as good as his, but definitely a worthwhile collection with,
Just about everything.
yeah, just about everything, including some cookies like the original soundtrack to Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Zelda Majora's Mask, and I have these in box protectors to kind of keep their condition as good as I can. Basically, the last, actually we haven't shown the stuff in the middle here yet either.
Nope.
So here we have we had mentioned this, the Zelda Edition 3DS. Nice little rarity by Nintendo. Maybe even a little more rare, though, is their Game Boy Advance SP. Has the nice little Zelda marking on there and on the top. And then, last but not least, the Wii Remote that was released with not Ocarina, but Skyward Sword. And just the yellow strap is a Club Nintendo reward. Not really having to do anything with Zelda. So the last thing to show is the original Club Nintendo Zelda posters, which this one would be the Twilight Princess poster, which is probably my favorite one. And then here we have the Phantom Hourglass poster. Another good-looking, colorful poster. And last but not least, definitely not least, the poster for Legend of Zelda Link's History. Shows artist work from basically every game up to Phantom Hourglass. And there have been a couple since then, so maybe they should do another one. So, that was our collection. This is Bill and Aaron. Peacing out. I almost gave the middle finger.